already live.
Yes.
Hi, good
Hi.
afternoon, and welcome to Woman Up. Yes, so I'm mobile now, and kasama natin ang ating resident psychologist na si Dr. Suzy Rojas. Hi,
Hi,
Suzy.
everybody. Nice to see everyone
Mhm.
going up. You know what? There is actually a research that was conducted about how the women OFWs feel now that the COVID is coming up.
But before
Yeah.
that, Suzy, let's introduce first our
Ah,
special guest
yes.
today. Yeah.
Yes, I forgot.
Na-excite ako. Yeah. Hello,
Yes, we
everyone.
have our special guest today. He is the CEO and founder of Beam and Go. And
COO po. COO.
COO pala. And he
COO.
started the Kabayanihan project, which
Yes.
is like yung mga seafarers sa dormitories dyan na nabigyan ng rice. Siya po yung nag-initiate, yung grupo po nila nag-initiate noon. So let's welcome po si Mr. Albert Christian Go.
Hello.
Albert.
Hello, everyone. Salamat po sa pag-imbita dito sa show, Miss Aryan. And I'm looking forward to a very good, fruitful conversation with you.
Yes, Albert, before we start with everything, can you tell us more about Beam and Go? And
Okay.
then about Kabayanihan Project.
Tama. Okay, I'll quickly talk about Beam and Go. Beam and Go is actually a social impact startup. Our mission is really to empower OFWs by giving them control over how their families use their hard-earned savings. So we started our company back officially 2014, but we really started ramping things up 2015 and building our team. And we started basically offering digital gift vouchers at like supermarkets around the Philippines. And we were really partnering with like yung mga value for money supermarkets and groceries because our main objective is really to help the OFWs that yung pera padala nila will go for the intended needs of
Yes.
their family members back home. And then I think for a few years we just flew all around the Philippines to get merchants,
Mm.
partners, supermarkets. And then afterwards, nag-offer na rin kami ng mga other basic needs like bigas, fresh vegetables, meats, and we kind of expedited a lot of these initiatives in because of COVID-19. So things kind of accelerated. The pace of digital transformation happened and occurred just that month of March of this year na talagang lumaki kami. Currently, we have around 250,000 registered members. And what's good is, and this is really in parallel with your show, it's like 91%.
Yes.
91% of our members are women. Talagang OFWs, a lot of them service workers, domestic helpers, people working in like F&B industry. Marami po sa kanila ay yung mga tumatangkilik ng products ng Beam and Go. So that's actually the gist of Beam and Go as a social impact startup.
Can you tell us more about the Kabayanihan Project and what made you start it?
Yan. I have a presentation. Is it okay I share my screen?
Of course.
Yan.
Wendell.
Si Sir Wendell. Okay, it's here. Okay, I'll share the screen here, and then this is already parang second update na we ng like Project Kabayanihan since we started about a month and a half ago. So this is a presentation that I did. If you guys can see it, I call it parang pwede po ba namin kayong asahan kabayan? And this project came about because of COVID-19 and the mass deluge of like OFWs returning to the Philippines because of closing businesses all around the world. And the main focus of Project Kabayanihan is to be a hero to OFWs in need. You can donate rice and let them know that you are here to help. So some pictures here, and actually I included some pictures also from the disbursement through United Filipino Seafarers. This is like the disbursement campaign that we did starting 2 weeks ago, from those who donated rice, starting about a month and a half ago, people every day were donating rice to help yung mga OFWs na nawalan ng jobs. You can see here pictures of them through Blas Ople Policy Center. We went around Marikina. We went around Manila, Quezon City, Pasay City. Ito yung mga pictures of those mga OFWs. Some of them, they returned na, wala na silang jobs. And then when they received the rice, they were so inspired and thankful na parang, wow. Actually, they were telling me, Albert, ubus na yung budget ng that sector in our government that's giving the dole outs during this this pandemic. Sabi nila wala na daw budget. So, or nabigyan na sila pero gutom pa sila ngayon. Meaning it's not enough. So because they saw they received rice from BeamAndGo, they were so happy that a small donation of 5 kilos, malaking tulong sa kanila. So this is another one naman, this disbursement naman ng rice sa sa Mindanao. It also happened in Davao City kay Ma'am Mirna Padilla and OFW Watch. So they went around the communities there, and ito yung mga nag-sign up na OFWs who lost their jobs. And you can see the rice that we delivered to them, bukod sa organic and good quality. I think all these Filipinos are just very appreciative of the donors from overseas who have been lending out. As a small donation, nakakatulong sa kanila, as small as 255 pesos. And this one naman sa foundation po ninyo and your daddy, Miss Arian, United Filipino Seafarers. You showed me the pictures and ang bilis nga ninyo.
Yeah, nandiyan nga ako.
See?
Yeah, you won't recognize. Masyado naka-close yung face.
I think I saw you na. Yan, naka-pink woman up na t-shirt. Yan.
Shirt, yes.
Yes, so you can see
Albert,
there. Actually, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, parang sabi nga, di ba, I forgot, I don't know who said it, but in times of darkness, you look at the helping hands, you look at those who are helping. And I think what's beautiful about the Kabayanihan project is it's not it's not coming from people who are not suffering or are above all the suffering that we are facing now, but they're also coming from people who all very well know what kind of suffering they are facing also.
And to add
So
to
salute.
that, every time, actually, Miss Arian, every time we go live, or let's say we get invited to talk about Project Kabayanihan, somebody comes in and messages me and really donates and asks for, Albert, what's the bank account? I want to donate now. And nagugulat ako because yung iba po sa kanila are domestic helpers. They're not the wealthiest of people. But then it became, they were so inspired that, hey, I need to help my fellow countrymen. Let me donate. And nagulat ako, these are domestic helpers in Singapore, Hong Kong. They give more than 1,000 pesos. Parang sa kanila, kahit malaki yun from their pay, they're just happy to see that they're helping their kababayans. Yun.
Yeah, it's very admirable what you're doing, what you and your team are doing. Sila Kat, talagang ang sisipag nyo, Albert.
si Kat, I think they're cut from the same cloth. I think these are people na, since they joined BeamAndGo, parang I did not just see the talent in them, but it's really their passion, commitment, and love for people. And I guess sometimes when you interview people, you try to find these gems. Kath is one, Jackie. Nakikita mo, they message you all the time. No? Ang bilis nila mag-message you. They implement things. And they wouldn't be able to do that if they're not passionate and they don't love helping others. Diba? So sila mismo excited. So now, ang bilis, naisip lang natin yung idea very recently. Now we're already delivering. Meron pa tayong banners.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah, it's really, I think you're creating something that will also, I think the fact that it's coming from people who are actually in the same, kumbaga, situation, almost the same situation as them, and they're still willing to help.
Yes.
Parang it restores your faith in humanity.
Correct, correct. Sa mga there are people that it takes them lang, in my experience, everybody has the capacity to give. Everybody has the capacity to, like, kasi parang this COVID-19, it kind of magnifies the the quality of kindness that is innate in every human being. I actually believe that may mga tao that first they were very apprehensive. Bakit ako magdo-donate? OFW rin naman ako. And what? May mga ganyan that I encountered. Then after a while they see, oh nga no, I should give kasi I still have a job. Tapos yung iba wala. So parang everybody's suffering. But then after a while they see all these pictures of people we're helping, all the more they're more parang inclined to like donate. So yeah, thank you
Yes.
for everyone who donated. Actually, I have I'll skip this part though, but this part only explains one important thing, Miss Aryan, and the viewers who are watching now, is that OFWs really need the help, because up to 1 million OFWs will lose their jobs by end of
Mm.
2021, according to Dole. And these are estimates that they say it's very realistic, because yung nga, seafarers are losing their job, F&B, restaurants, everywhere around the world. So pauwi na yung mga OFWs. That's why we started this rice donation campaign. Can I just share these two people in the screens?
Sure.
Sabi nila, our hurting heroes need our help. Tapos sila po yung natulungan ng first batch natin. These beneficiaries are under the care ng OPLE Policy Center. Si Wilma, QC chapter, she said, sabi nga nila, kami ang bayani noon, ngayon kami ang hirap na hirap. Hindi na namin alam ang gagawin namin at kung sino ang malalapitan. Kahit gobyerno, hindi na rin makapagtulong sa amin. So I think she was saying that they already received something pero kulang na kulang for them to survive during this time. So when they received the goods from the donors of Project Kabayanihan, they were really, really thankful and blessed. Second is si Elena, another OFW group QC chapter naman. Umuwi ang anak ko ng Pinas nang walang sahod, wala na kaming ibang mapagkunan kundi ang ayuda. Sa ngayon, wala na ring ayuda ang maibibigay sa amin, kaya salamat po sa makakatulong pa. So there. So those who are watching, actually it's very easy for them to help. No, they just need to log on to beamandgo.com/rice donation. So I'll just repeat now, beamandgo.com/rice donation. Then they help these three organizations. Ma'am, I was very, very inspired the first time that I met the two of you, Miss Susie and also Miss Arian, when we were talking first. Miss Arian, you introduced me, Miss Susie, you introduced me to Miss Arian through our
Yes.
live segment. And then after that, I spoke to Miss Arian about Beam and Go. At first, we were offering Beam and Go as a business, and then uh, she was very positive in thinking of ways to help us. And then we were brainstorming, and as I got to know Miss Arian in the initiatives of uh, Tinig na Marino DGTV, yung sinabi mo Woman Up Show, and then I was watching your shows, I was watching all your initiatives, and this COVID-19 situation, parang it was brewing up, it was getting worse every day from that point that we met. And then that's when we started this Project Kabayanihan. And immediately I thought of helping United Filipino Seafarers. And then mabilis, we were able to implement it. And I really like the fact that we're seeing the collective effort of many people who just love to help without asking for money in return, without anything in exchange. In just seeing people helping every day, parang it gives me the assurance that there's really hope in the future, even though that there's more work that has to be done. So the two other organizations are OFW Watch and Blast Ople Policy Center. So with those three organizations, those who are donating, you're helping people who've lost their jobs. These are victims of illegal recruitment, retrenchment, and then of course, Filipino seafarers. Marami talaga. Miss Arian, how many na po yung seafarers that have lost their jobs or lahat?
Wow, you know what, Albert? They're in the thousands already. And I think that's another good thing about this Project Kabayanihan kasi and I see it palagi sa mga nagme-message sa amin, yung mga yung kahit sa mga online shows when we go live, yung mga messages na a lot of them feel na they're parang abandoned kasi like
Yeah.
may mga seafarers na nakakalungkot kasi parang pagdating nila lalapit sila sa isang government agency tapos sasabihin sa kanila hindi naman kayo OFWs eh. So
Grabe.
it's a reality and ang masakla pa nun kasi yung na yun funded by meron talagang every contract nagbibigay talaga ang mga seafarers ng kanilang contribution. So pag nangyayari yun parang ang labas sa kanila, ang dating sa kanila parang nagbigay lang sila tapos pinabayaan sila. So I think that's why this project is very crucial in reminding them that there are people who really care, who still care na hindi sila iiwan sa ere ng mga tao kasi ang mga OFWs the mga seafarers they bring in 6.2 billion dollars sa Philippines. So nakakatulong siya sa economy, 'di ba? So ang mga itong Project Kabayanihan is a way for fellow Filipinos to parang thank the seafarers for their contribution to the economy. 'Di ba? And it also it makes seafarers realize na yung mga kababayan nila na natulungan nila sa kanilang mga napapadala na pera dito, napapadala na dollars dito sa economy na parang giving back. That's why when we were going around and pag nagpapasalamat sila, I make sure to tell them na galing din ito sa mga OFWs na basically on the same boat as you. And you know what? Just don't say thank you. Pass it pass it on. Pay it forward, 'di ba? Parang pag nakasakay kasi yung ibang mga seafarers na nabigyan namin nabigyan natin Albert, pasakay na sila sa barko. Yung may mga pasakay sila na nagkaroon na sila ng contract, naghihintay na lang sila nung schedule nila. So pag nakasakay sila sa barko, sana po yung mga nabigyan na pag nakasakay na kayo sa barko, you pay it forward. Yung wag nating i-break yung chain ng pagtulong sa isa't isa.
Tama yun.
Susie,
What
Yes.
are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole psychology around this whole thing, right? It did not happen by course, or it doesn't happen. It's just this instance. There are whole studies about how people who have less, the minute they give something, automatically feel better than when they just keep receiving, because it is intrinsic in the human mind and the human capacity to continually give and share. And so when we are selfish, or when we are thinking that there is not enough, or when we keep for ourselves, we unconsciously believe, or we unconsciously set ourselves to thinking that there is not enough, and then therefore it will never come back. And that level of thinking for the self hinders personal growth and hinders the ability to think positive. We become negative thinkers, and we focus on what the bad of the situation is. And when we do something that is positive, it uplifts us because our body chemistry changes in such a way that we become more energetic, we become more positive, and we see miracles rather than we see deficits. And so when you give someone a kilo of rice, to you it's okay, 50 pesos, here it is. But now you have changed the orientation of the receiver to believe that everything does not depend on them alone, and therefore they do not feel alone. And when that insight happens that there is people who care about them, immediately the lift is, oh, I see, it is not as dark as I think it is. Let me try now to help other people as well. And so starts the chain. There's a scientific basis to that. It is wired in our brain chemistry. It is wired in our collective society, and it is wired in our orientation of purpose in life. And so when we do positive things, we are meeting our purpose in life. Ergo, we are happier.
Ang galing. Ang galing.
Galing yan.
Maybe there are people that just need to, how do we make them see it more? How do we make them how do we encourage that parang breakthrough moment for them to see and realize it?
Kindness and
Kindness.
authenticity. Whenever you look at them in the eye, whenever you interact with them, you see them and you take away stereotyping, judgment, discrimination, and prejudice. And you see them for who they are, and you authentically connect to them. You cannot fake authenticity. It's not possible. And
Yes.
when you see that connection, you see that caring, their mind opens up because the defenses open up.
Okay. Next, I wanted to share. So those who are watching, you can actually donate through this portal, beamandgo.com/rice donation. When you click donate now, you can actually donate from 5 kilos all the way to 100 kilos that you can choose in our platform. And then at a particular page, just put in your full name, number, and email, and make your donation. And then actually you can pay through multiple channels, payment options. You can deposit directly through our BDO account. You can use digital wallets like Gcash, coins.ph. You can do bank transfers through
PayPal.
RCBC online, BPI. And yes, you're right, PayPal is another option, and Stripe. And then for those who are overseas, we have multiple avenues and payment options overseas. You can see it there in your screens. Actually, very easy ang pag-donate in our platform, and we're very much open, and we make it very accountable too, that you'll get a receipt, and then you'll also see your names at the end in our list that we provide the SWD. Another way is for you to just deposit, kasi iba walang online banking, nagkaka-problem sila on how to donate. So parang sabi niya, Albert, pwede bang directly bank transfer na lang? Yes, you can do it. Just donate via BDO, our BDO account. It's Beam and Go Philippines Inc. And then account number is here, flash on your screen, 004650 047296. And then of course it's Beam and Go Philippines. And then you can actually make the deposit confirmation to donations@beamandgo.com. And then you can see the donation is received. You can see the processing of the donations in your screens now. Once you make your donations, you'll get a receipt, and then we'll process the donation. And once it's delivered, you'll actually be able to see that it's delivered. And we'll also send you an email to confirm the delivery of that donation. So, of course, here are our partners. That includes yours truly, United Filipino Seafarers, Miss Arian, Blast Ople, Policy Center, OFW Watch. We have people that are helping us. You can see it in your screens now. All these organizations have been very helpful in promoting Beam and Go. Ayan, I stopped sharing the screen so people can see us na.
Albert, very, very thankful yung mga seafarers na nakatanggap nung RISE. sabi ko nga sa kanila kasi syempre we have to divide it. Then alam mo may mga dormitories na it's nakakatakot na sa isang dormitory merong 103 seafarers.
Grabe.
Yeah, it was very even for me to go around the dormitories, it was really an eye opener at the bigger picture na how the seafarers are living during the COVID. Kasi yung iba, they have to also make tipid because kung wala pa silang contract, wala pa silang schedule, wala pa din silang income. So, talagang malaking tulong. Lalo na Filipinos, we love rice. I mean, rice is life.
True.
So, yeah. So, it's
Wala
like,
nag-complain? Wala naman nag-complain so far sa kanila, sa mga nakatanggap, ma'am?
wala naman. They're very thankful. Siguro pag buti na lang wala keto diet po ako ngayon.
Naka-ketogenic diet ka.
Yeah, so it's like this whole project has been a very, very positive experience for everyone. And having seen the reaction of the people, Albert, you're really on the right track, and salute to you and your gang.
Thank you for your
Fantastic
generous
project.
and kind words. Actually, ano pa nga parang we're kinda like every day it's really a lot of hard work sharing the message to people and getting the word across, because I mean we don't really have a super huge following. Like we're not like working with like key influencers, so the influence is really coming from us. So and people like you, or Susie, Miss Aryan, or the other organizations, they're actively promoting and sharing it. And hopefully we can run this, the licenses until end of August, but we can actually extend it for another year. So we can always continue helping more and more, kasi hindi naman tayo maubusan ng OFWs to really help. Diba? So I hope for those who are watching, please consider donating, helping, promoting this initiative, or if you can connect us with people who can even help us in either in kind or through donations, we will gladly appreciate and accept it. And for me, this has become like a very good initiative to talagang get to know the people who are active in helping one another. Miss Aryan, you did mention to me like there was one time very late at night you called me and you were talking to me about this organization or foundation of your, I think, is it your tita? And then I was looking at it, you were helping these young kids who've parang lost hope, parang mga young kids na to eh. Remember in Manila, I think based sa Manila yun eh. Yung foundation.
Yes.
Bahay ni...
Bahay, yeah. It's for children, and they need help also. Kasi in their case, there are children who are survivors of abuse.
Yeah.
And then dapat kasi yun yung mga nandun sa shelter na yon. But then because of naalala nyo, di ba nagsunod-sunod yung sunog sa Tondo? So yung ibang mga children doon, they also accept. Imagine that, di ba? Parang they don't have so much, but then they recognize na there are still people who need help. So in ano nila, parang tinanggap nila yung mga bata na sunugan yung mga bahay sa Tondo. So yeah, they also need help, and if we can have something sustainable for them, and maybe we should brainstorm on that, Susie and Albert, on how we can start something that will help those children. Kasi di ba, children, they're the future of our actually this world that we live in.
Yes.
For me, it doesn't belong to us anymore. We're at least for me, I'm at an age where the world is not mine anymore, and we're just paving way for the younger generation. It's really there, so that every decision that we make that will impact our community, our planet, our even the as simple as like who we vote for during election, it will impact the future of our children. Ayaw naman siguro natin, like, I mean, politically, di ba? Ayaw naman siguro natin na yung apo ng apo ng apo ng apo ng apo natin nagbabayad pa rin ng utang ng gobyerno natin ngayon, di ba? So, everything, it's a full circle, the circle of life. So this world, it's not ours anymore, it's theirs. And at least for me, that it's theirs already. It's not ours.
Correct. I wanted to add something to na one way to really help the future generation is to educate them, di ba? Is through
Yes.
education. So and that's why that's a program that we can expand on and work into. The Project Kabayanihan now is our first step. It's our first step kasi it's an emergency fund. People need the funds now to survive. But after they survive, is we have to come up with ways to help prepare them as they return to the Philippines and contribute to our society. And that's one way, is really to educate and build on their skills, resilience,
Yes.
character. I think Miss Susie, that part, ikaw yung expert dyan eh. Yung
Thank you.
expert
Yes.
on helping these people. Kasi a lot of them are going through a lot emotionally. And then in your talk last time, I learned something very practical ka pa naman magturo, Miss Susie. You'll give very clear tips, so focus on what you can control and not what you cannot control. May ganyan ka. And then nakita ko, yeah, it's good. I should apply it to myself. Sometimes I get anxious. Hindi ko naman pala kayang i-control yung ibang bagay. So I should not even dwell on it, di ba? So I should focus first on what
Yes.
I have control over. And then that's one example. I think a lot of Filipinos are at a loss, but I think there's a way, there's a formula to get people back on track in life, di ba? So the Rise the Nation is one immediate action that we're taking. And people, I hope you can donate. The next step is once people are coming in and donating and forming part of this initiative, we can come up with even bigger things, no?
Correct. This is the first
Yes.
stop, right?
Yeah.
The food security is the first stop. Then you climb them up the ladder of well-being, right? So food security, belongingness, right? Up
Yes.
over until self-actualization again.
That's something that I
Actually,
learned a lot from you guys.
I think I think that's something also, like, Susie, the importance of your work. It's like taking care of the psychology of, kasi sa, di ba, pag we're in a culture or society na if you take care of your mental up for other people here in our country to talk about. And that's the importance of Susie's work, because this whole pandemic, it doesn't only affect our physical di ba, health, but also our mental health. So yeah, thank you also, Susie, for sharing all your knowledge about like how to cope with the depression. Alam mo, Albert, there was an episode we had na with Susie, yung title nun, I don't know if you remember, Ikaw ba ay nangangamba? And Susie even mentioned there na when you help others, can you repeat, Susie, kasi para hindi kita mamiss ko.
Go ahead. Let me see if you remember.
Yeah, like when you help others, it all.
I think we kind of lost
Arian.
Arian.
So yes, when you help others, you signal to yourself that there is something you can do, that you have something to give. And when that happens, a feeling of self-worth and self-esteem and image also increases. And from that depth of having, now is the recognition that you can give. And that is why giving in time of difficulty is important. So you remember that you do have something to give.
Ang galing. Ang galing. So,
Mhm.
to those who are watching, and there are a couple of people that are watching that have been messaging me and they're asking about Project Kabayanihan now. And I'm telling them we're basically discussing the psychology and the science of giving. And you're sharing now like what benefits you'll be receiving if you give to somebody who is in need. So and you're right, like even the poorest of people who are very generous and they have something in their wallet, they still give it out. That small amount can go a long way, not just helping those who are in need. So meron nag-message nga sa akin, nag-donate na after I did a live just several days ago, I posted something on Facebook and then she messaged me and she immediately asked for the bank account of Beam and Go. And then she donated, and this is a domestic helper. I did not ask her to donate, but she was watching, and when she donated, she was saying, "I'm so happy na tumulong ako dito. It makes me happy." So maybe it's connected to what you said, Susie. Even though the person is going through a lot herself, pero by the act of giving, she felt really good.
It's true. And you'd be surprised, like the people who have less are sometimes the ones who are more helpful. You know, like during when the Bohol earthquake happened, and we were able also, there were so many people who helped us help other people. And when we were when we were in Cebu, trying to pagdating namin dun sa pier, we're we were going to transfer all the relief goods already. Kasama ko nun yung sister ko si Jessa. Yung nung magbibigay na kami ng pera sa mga kargador, and they said na, "Ma'am, wag niyo na po kaming bayaran. Tulong namin yun para sa mga taga Bohol dahil wala kaming pera. So, magbibigay kami wala kaming pera, hindi ka namin pagbabayarin." Yes, yun ang tulong nila, yung physical strength nila. And for me, it was really beautiful.
Beautiful. Did you know, by the way, that there are two types of joy, two types of happiness. The happiness that comes from physical pleasure and the happiness that comes from the higher levels of pleasure, right? Now this is Kant, Immanuel Kant, philosophy of happiness. What he was saying is philosophy of happiness. When we focus on physical pleasure, we are focusing on something that is fleeting because it can change. So right now, you like ice cream, all right? And you're happy I'm giving you ice cream. I give you more and more and more. After a while, you will get satiated with ice cream. And it will not be enough anymore. You will tell me now, I want wafer cones or I want Ghirardelli chocolate, right? The poverty and so that is the poverty of the rich. When they focus on getting things that will be physically and is physically happy for them, making a physical pleasure for them. The level of happiness has got to do with the higher levels of joy. The higher levels of joy come creativity, and that's why Albert is always smiling and happy. Create an imagination. Number two, the development of knowledge. And so people who focus on money and money and money and are saying they're happy enough with it become angry because they do not experience the higher levels of which have a longitudinal or a depth of feeling which goes far into the future. And so when we develop our talents, we develop our capabilities, we become creative, we become imaginative, and we develop our imagination, the depth of our happiness is so much deeper and the life fulfillment happens. And so to your cargador story, the creativity of realizing that I don't need the money, the strength, as an imagination of giving happiness makes them happy. the reason why BeamAndGo works from a scientific perspective is because it engages the level of knowledge, growth in to make these things work because it creates and engages creativity. You cannot just sit there, make a program, and say it's going to run. Take the partnership, you have got to run the connection, you have to think of new ways and new things to add to your platform. Ergo, you are growing, ergo, the level of fulfillment and happiness grows. Same thing with your OFW programs, right? What was the, why have the Saturday programs with the OFW wives? Why don't we just pay them? Because the payment and money will not go far, and your stewardship of them will not go far if themselves are broken inside. And so what happens? You now have to think of a creative, knowledgeable way in order to impact them so they will be deeply happy and therefore make the decisions. And that is the science behind why the OFW program of Arian is working and BeamAndGo's program is working and the
Trabajadores.
programs are working. So it's
Yeah.
scientific. The things will come because when you happiness, you generate creativity, you generate joy, you regenerate well-being, and you want to and therefore become more creative and become more exciting, become more engaged. The satisfaction now increases, and what happens? Success.
Ang galing.
Galing.
So Miss Susie always has this knack of breaking down things for people to fully understand their
Yeah.
meaning, purpose in life. No, parang although she approaches it from a clinical and psychological perspective, but at the same time, I think it's very practical. Kasi I'm giving you some examples of those who gave through this project and program, and I'm just sharing you some of their feedback on like the happiness that they're feeling after seeing the pictures lang, the pictures of the rice being handed out. They say, wow, ang bilis ninyo ha, we just donated a few days ago and now you're already delivering the rice to the families. And then sabi ko nga parang ang galing, like people like them, they don't siguro they don't realize that fully realize. I know we've shown them the marketing pictures of people that we're going to help, but when they really saw the family smiling and yung mga pictures sa sinend ni Miss Arian of the seafarers, parang napakasaya nila. The donors are equally as happy as the recipients of the donations.
Concept of imagery and concept of seeing yourself within, seeing that they are no different from you. And so when you give to them and you feel as part of them, you develop empathy. And when you develop empathy, you see also the kindnesses that have been given to you.
So there, galing.
Yeah. You know, Albert, like yung mga seafarers na pag sinabi mo galing pag sinabi naman yung rice galing siya sa mga OFWs din. Iba din yung happiness, I think. Because it's like parang may sense of I don't know what term to use, Susie, but may sense na parang you belong in one community na you're helping each other.
Yeah.
It's
Hindi
called
siya parang yeah,
in group, right?
in group.
I identify with you. I am part of you, and you are part of me. And I do not judge you. I do not discriminate you. I identify with you instead.
Yan.
That the realization that it is without doubt and not because of it is your fault. It is an acknowledgement of this has happened and you have nothing, and it's not because you did something wrong. So the lack of judgment and the engagement of love and the level of connectivity and in group as a perspective of social psychology works in this design.
Guys, I want to
Psychology
greet.
can explain many things.
You're greeting
I
someone.
want to greet. Yeah, I want to greet. Because I was talking about love and happiness, Susie. You know, I want to greet our viewers now who are watching, yung mga members ng CF SWA, sila Edna, sila Allen, sila Riza, na ayun nanonood ngayon. Susie, kasi diba we started the news sa CF Sharp, yung Wives Association, and Susie is a part of that.
Do they
And
remember me?
of course they do. You know, I think what the ladies there, kasi they learn a lot. But you know what? I've also learned a lot from them, and I just want to tell you ladies na nanonood ngayon na
I think yung connection
Ah.
ni Miss.
Arian's
yes.
connection
So,
there.
maiyak pa ako.
Go
I
ahead,
think
go.
love and kindness is something that's being, yes. Yeah. I don't know to like what part yung sinabi ko na before naputo. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to tell you ladies, yung mga CFs, yung mga blue ladies, I really miss you a lot, and thank you for everything that I've learned, and thank you for the love and affection that you've shared with me. I'm really thankful for that.
And I hope to see you
Yes.
guys again. Ay, nako, we're missing our sessions.
Yes, Susie, dapat 4 times in 1 year, 'di ba? Meron
Oh,
tayo.
diba? Hay, nako.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this pandemic is really no matter how we plan, or no matter what our direction of the direction that we want to live, we're still not in control. And tama, Albert, 'di ba? If we're not in control, Susie, if we're not in control, then maybe we should just learn how to cope with it.
Yeah.
Cope with it.
Yeah. Our reaction and how we look at it is the only thing that we can control anyway.
Yan lang. That's right.
Tama.
Anyway, time na tayo, our show is time na tayo, bata timer, baka maputol na naman tayo kagaya ng kahapon pag lumabas na 1 hour. So Albert, can you encourage them and invite them again to support the Kabayanihan project?
Okay, so those who are watching, thank you very much for taking this small opportunity for sharing BeamAndGo's Project Kabayanihan. For those who are watching wherever you are around the world, I hope that this pandemic, as you were able to muster that inner strength that you have in you as a Filipino, and see that despite this pandemic and what it has entailed to the world, your family, your loved ones, you still have the power to bounce back, rise up, and become a better person. For those who are watching, also, you can continue to support this initiative of Project Kabayanihan of BeamAndGo, and this is done in partnership with 3 organizations: United Filipino Seafarers, OFW Watch, and also the other foundation, OPLE Policy Center. We are helping these OFWs who have lost their jobs, who have come back home displaced. And you can donate from 5 kilos all the way to 100 kilos of rice. Just log on to www.beamandgo.com/rice donation, and then choose the amount that you want to donate and the number of families you want to help. And then upon payment, you can pay directly through our BDO account or through online like credit cards, and also through digital wallets and online banking transfer. So marami po kami mga payment facilities, and we will be sure to give you a receipt and to make sure that the families will receive your donation, because this project we were able to get assurances and support from the DSWD. And also those who are watching now, thank you for the time. Thank you for just may mga 20, 30 that were watching a while ago. I hope that this session, Miss Susie, Miss Arian, and all of us, our discussion, parang this is just the beginning. Eh. We'll think of many other ways that we can help OFWs. basta the first step is when you give, it's not just something that's taken off of you. You will really get something in return, and that's joy. And I guess a lot of people experience a lot of joy, and it's not just temporary. Parang they know in their heart na parang they're a good person, and they're able to help people who are going through a lot in this pandemic. So there, thank you.
Susie, a message to our viewers.
Yes. Give according to the level of blessings that you have received, and do not give according to your fear, level of fear.
Galing.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
I have a new quote.
There you go.
Yes.
Right.
There.
So,
Alright.
all right, guys. See you on Tuesday sa Kapihang Marinero. Kasama ang ating mga si Engineer Nelson Ramirez, si Chief Engineer Antonino Gascon, si Captain Edgardo Flores at Captain Bert Sabay. And please don't forget to support the Kabayanihan project. See you again soon. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Albert. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Galing. Thank you.